here is Hoenn coming out with his Pikachu against Down B's own Jaaahsh. Jaaahsh. So many. I can't. He's got too many A's in his name. I tell him that all the time. But he's a Rob player, and this matchup is quite volatile.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you go ahead and geek out a bit about the matchup? What are things that we can expect in neutral?
Was this real?
I think this is the real deal.
Wow.
That was unexpected.
Okay. So I have no words. That was incredible by Hoenn. He got the couple hit it down here into looks like a footstool and took the stock at basically 0%.
Yeah, that was
incredible.
I'm definitely looking for the replay on that one to figure out if it was like an ST, a footstool, like what I don't even know what went on over there.
Yeah. So but this matchup, when people aren't getting footstooled at 0% and dying, it's really volatile in a projectile standpoint because Pikachu likes to throw out those Thunder Jolts and then be able to follow them to approach. Rob, on the other hand, likes to throw out the laser as well as his top to fend off those approaches, and so it really is who can get in and who can put that up that wall. Rob being big-bodied, Pikachu has a lot of hitboxes on a lot of his moves, so it can be tough for him to stop getting comboed. But because Pikachu is relatively light and Rob is so strong, you can get kills pretty early on Pikachu. So like I said, very volatile matchup.
I think that one thing worth noting is that Pikachu has one of the best zone breaking tools in the game.
That is 100% true.
With the quick attack, and that could make it very difficult for Jaaahsh to actually set up some of the projectile-based pressure he's hoping to establish in this game. But with all that said, despite the initial stock loss, we've seen Jaaahsh on the verge of actually taking the stock and making perhaps a remarkable comeback.
And that's one thing about Jaaahsh that is because he's actually a player that's dealt with tremors in his hands for his whole life. So because of the possibility, even the remote possibility of him having an input error, he does not let himself get tilted. So even though he lost that stock early, his mental fortitude is so strong that he's not going to let it get to him, and he's going to try and come back. Much like we mentioned with Chompy before, until you put him in the blast zone, there's a good chance that Jaaahsh isn't out of the fight.
Certainly not out of the fight yet, but still down by a considerable amount. Saving grace is, I feel, in the late game, Rob might have some advantages. I've noticed that a lot of Pikachu mains really struggle getting the KO at a high percent outside of that hard read.
Now, I will say that Pikachu has no trouble killing. But a lot of Pikachu mains will sometimes struggle to find those kill options because, honestly, she has so many that if you don't get a mix-up on it, people can kind of get around it. A couple of Japanese players have said that up throw to Thunder, as long as you read the DI, is always confirmed.
Yeah.
And we saw that kill there. But yeah, Pikachu really doesn't have trouble killing. Not anymore. Not with how the Pikachu meta has developed. She has so many options. And Hoenn is going to be the one to find all those kills. He knows his character back to front. He is a Pikachu solo main after he felt like Pikachu got disrespected by Zero, not getting top 10 on his tier list.
Charged up by some of the retorts in regards to where Pikachu stands in the metagame. And he's putting up a really good showing for why this is a viable character and still a top-level threat to deal with.
Now, we are going to Dreamland here. An interesting fact about Dreamland is that there is a strange property on this stage that allows Pikachu to quick attack to any point. As long as she's going inwards towards the tree, it allows Pikachu to quick attack cancel anywhere, on the ground, on the platforms, wherever you're going. So that's really interesting. And then there is a difference between quick attack canceling and ledge canceling. But yeah, all she has to do, or he has to do, is quick attack to the ground, inwards towards the tree, and it's an automatic cancel. It's weird, but it works. So I'm expecting Hoenn to know that and absolutely use it to his advantage.
Dash attack now from Hoenn. And again, we're noticing a spot where Jaaahsh really can be able to actually walk away with a stock. What was it that, aside from the early KO that we saw, what do you think made it so Jaaahsh wasn't able to take it in the last game?
I really think, something that you mentioned is that any time that Jaaahsh tried to put up the zone, Pikachu just broke right through. You know, he snuck across the border. Another Trump wall reference, by the way. My quote is like 5, so you're almost there.
Yeah, it took me a second, and then I immediately was like, oh my god.
Oh, comics. Wow. But Pikachu doing such a good job following Rob out, but because of that back air, Rob is actually really good at recovery horizontally. Doesn't matter, though, because you're going in the blast zone with that Thunder. We are even, 0% apiece here at Game 2 of this singles pools match.
This is sort of a low percent really benefits Pikachu. That was just a couple of aerials, and he's already at 40. Actually, continuing to climb as these aerials continue to pester Jaaahsh. That big body, you're absolutely right. It allows Pikachu to have these long, elaborate combos, even implementing the Thunder Jolt there.
And I'm really surprised, actually, we didn't see a jab lock or a jab reset there from Hoenn. He does know how to do it, and I've seen him do it to great effect. But I think he just, maybe it was a goof. But yeah, that's how you get him, is when they fall off the platform, have no ability to attack, and then just fall into it right into an up smash. Because Rob is ripe for killing if he gets a jab lock.
Back throw. And grabbing the top on top of that. Even though he's on defense right now, offensively that's going to be limiting Jaaahsh's options.
Now, Rage Rob is scary. It kind of ruins the B-boop, but it does help that up throw that can land on that Dreamland platform.
Yeah, especially with the lower ceiling, that tombstone could be the last thing that we see from this Pikachu.
Now, something that actually was just researched, JB, so that you know for the future, Dreamland actually has the same height ceiling as Smashville and the Final Destination.
Oh, really?
But the big difference is that the platforms on Dreamland are much higher in the air, so
exactly.
when you're on them, you're closer to the blast zone.
Very well said.
But man, I mean, Hoenn, his damage is climbing. Uh-oh! Oh, wow.
Avoiding the final hit.
That might have been death. That I'm really surprised that he was able to fall out of that.
You're absolutely right. But,
and the Nair will do it. So unfortunately, Jaaahsh not able to recover off that early stock loss. He put up a very good fight, shrugs into the camera. Wow. So that was a good matchup, and Jaaahsh played it how he was supposed to, but Hoenn just kept the momentum that whole time.
You're absolutely right. The big body was such a contributing factor on top of that. The Nair placement there, it looked like he did a slight fade away in case he chose a different get-up option on top of that. And you can do that because Rob is just so big.
It's so easy.